Hi there, it's Terrie. How's your heart today? How's that heart? Have you connected to your heart at all? I hope so. The heart is super important to connect to. It's a huge battery for your operating system. So hopefully you're able to connect with your heart. It gets you online and it helps you start creating that life that you want. If you've got goals, right? So today I was asked a question by someone. It's very, very common to have these feelings. I recently experienced it myself. So I was asked, how do I get over rejection? How do I get over rejection? And I'm scared to be rejected again. So it's almost like a twofold, right? Sometimes people write me questions and they want to be anonymous. So that's why I don't say who. But if you do want to write me a question, you're more than welcome, and we can chat about it. Okay? So rejection. Now, maybe you've heard that saying, God's rejection is God's protection, or sometimes God's delays are not God's denials, and they're very true. And they help me neutralize my energy because I can get really sad, right? And I've been rejected, and I probably will be rejected many more times. But the frequency of rejection is a slow-moving frequency. It's a dense frequency. So it does turn into one of those survival hormones, right? And it can send us into fight or flight when we've been rejected. So how do we handle rejection? First and foremost is that we have to come online, right? Because our body is going to respond first to this frequency change. And I got to say, rejection happens on two levels. It comes from outside of us and inside of us. Usually what happens is we reject ourselves first, and then we get rejected on the outside because, energetically speaking, everything around us is a reflection of what's going on inside of us. So before we've been rejected on the outside, we've rejected ourselves. And rejection comes from not feeling good enough, not feeling worthy enough, not feeling anything enough, really, unworthy, unlovable. I mean, I can go on. And again, these frequencies are slower frequencies. So we're gonna feel these in our body, okay? So we experience some sort of rejection, whether it's relationship, whether it's from a job, whether it's from an animal. I've been rejected from my pets before, and it's like I've been shook, right? So what the frequency of rejection is, it's a lower vibrational frequency, meaning it's a light wave that moves a lot slower. It lives in our body, and our body will hold that until we come up with some sort of way to neutralize the energy, either through dispersing it, meaning making it come up so big that we actually have to deal with it instead of like avoid it, or we redirect it into some other avenue or some other facet or some other way, okay? So one of the things that I've recently learned, and I have to share this with you because it, for me, was a life changer, and I want to share this with you, and it's going to be new that I share with my clients too, and it is about directly related to rejection. There is freedom in rejection. I know. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? There's freedom in rejection. There's freedom in rejection. A lot of times, and look, we humans are flawed. We're not perfect. We make mistakes. And again, a lot of the mistakes that we make and how we hold ourselves energetically and what is reflected around us based on what our energy centers are emitting and broadcast signaling, yes? It has to do with perception. And if we can just switch that perception just a little bit, it's amazing. So I was watching a 𝙍𝙀🐼🐻 video and all about rejection. And he said there's freedom in rejection. And I was like, I just don't see that. I'm sorry, because my heart is hurting. I'm angry. I just, my body is responding like, I want to lash out. And I just feel unlovable, and then like the whole ego story comes up, yes? But then I started to think about what is the freedom in rejection. Now, a lot of us, we have a tendency, again, like I said, we're not human, we're not perfect. We have a tendency to want to prove to ourselves to other people. Are you one of those people? Because I am. It's something that I'm constantly working to heal. It's part of my blueprint, right? People pleasing, right? I want to make sure you're okay, right? I'll make sure you're okay before I'm okay. I would put that mask on you first when it came down on the airplane before me, and we're not supposed to do that, right? But that's a conditioned thing. We're taught that, but we switch it around, right? So now I do actually put it on myself before I put it on someone else. Not that I've actually been in that situation, but we learn how to adapt. But what rejection brings up for us is that feeling that we're not good enough, blah, 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 whatever. And most likely it's exacerbated or it's amplified tenfold, maybe 20-fold, because we've been trying so hard to get that person's approval, love, acceptance, whether it's a job, a relationship, or even through your animals even. Think about it, right? That's what we're always trying to do, especially at the beginning of a relationship. Like if a relationship has not really completed and there hasn't been enough time to really see how you guys are, and then it breaks off too early, it's like, right? So this rejection thing is all about us trying to get approval, blah, 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 blah. So where does the freedom come in, Terrie? I want to hear about it, Terrie. Give it to me, Terrie. Here's where it comes in. When you get rejected, you have freedom that you no longer have to get their approval. You don't have to try so hard anymore. You don't have to try so hard for that job. You don't have to try so hard for that relationship. You don't have to try so hard with your animal. That's where the freedom is. So rejection can be freedom from trying so hard to please somebody, to get that acceptance, to feel like you're good enough. And that's exhausting. Isn't it exhausting, you guys? It's exhausting. So, when you write to me your question and you're like, how do I get over rejection? This insight for me, thank you, 𝙍𝙀🐼🐻, oh my God, was a life changer, right? Because now I can say, okay, I was rejected, but now I'm actually free from having to try so hard, which leaked so much of my energy outside of me. And our energy is our creative energy. Okay, we have enough energy in just one energy center, right? The first one, the root chakra, that can make a freaking baby in that one energy center. And we have like 8. Actually, we have way more than that, but 8 big ones. So can you imagine how much energy we're leaking? Trying to impress people, trying to get approval, trying to just do all of that. There is freedom in rejection. And as soon as I heard that, and as soon as I applied it to my situation, my body calmed down and it relaxed. And I was like, I can integrate that. I can integrate freedom into my electromagnetic field. And now I can breathe, right? And now I can sit here and say, and actually really look at the fact that someone rejected me, or, I got rejected from this job or whatever it is. I got rejected because it wasn't a good fit, right? It just wasn't. It wasn't a good fit. They would have eventually fired us down the road, or maybe the relationship would have broken up down the road and there would have been like a lot more heartache, whatever. But now I can have freedom, and I can now start accumulating again and saving my creative energy, right? So that I can make something in this world or give my offer to this world or be there. For me personally, it's being of service to other people, right? So it's like, it's really freeing. It's really freeing. So, next time you get rejected, which you're gonna, there's no way around it, try and switch the perception and just see, how are you free? What is the freedom in this for you? Okay, you guys, it's pretty amazing, huh? It's life-changing. Do you have a growth mindset that you can switch that around and that you can take that with you? I hope so. What am I always saying to you guys? Stay connected. Stay connected to your family and friends. Stay connected to yourself. Here's a great way to stay connected to yourself, right? Realize you're free. You are free of all of that hard work that you have to impress and just work so hard and go, pick me, love me. I'm great for this. I'm this, I'm X. You already are. You don't have to prove it to anybody. You just are. Just by being here, you are. And that's something that I also am still learning, and I will be learning to the day I leave my earth suit. That's just the way it is. That's how we are. There's no magic pill to take this shit away, you guys. But how do we respond? And we can learn how to do this because we're not taught. All right, you guys, stay connected, and I'll see ya on the flip side.